Hello, my Earth Mamas. It's Marie. I am back for another edition of Transformation Tuesday. So, you know that this group is all about empowering you with the tools and the skills and the knowledge that you need to really make the most of your pregnancy and your birth and those early days of motherhood. So, today we are chatting all about Mega Magic, which is the really awesomeness of omega-3s. So, of all the different nutrients that are out there, omega-3s are one of the nutrients that has been the most widely studied. So we actually have some really good indicators on what it does for the body. And so many of the things improve those pain points that come up in pregnancy. So what I wanted to do today is do a deep dive, and then I also want to give you some guidelines on how you might like to incorporate omegas into your life. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so here's some of the research that we know. First of all, we know that omegas, daily consumption of omega-3s, can actually fight anxiety and depression. So this is something that is so prevalent right now. We are heading into the 1-year mark of COVID, and it's not easy. And so a lot of people are struggling with, just emotional well-being. And while I love a lot of the holistic mindset tools, and I talk a lot about those because they're really important, coming at this from a nutritional point of view and giving your brain basically the nutrients it needs to stay even keel and well balanced is really powerful. So what we found is that when they've done studies, people who regularly consume omega-3s have a much lower chance of experiencing depression. So much less likely to be depressed. And then here's a really interesting thing. People who were diagnosed with depression or anxiety, when they started to supplement with omega-3s daily, what the research shows is that they noticed a significant decrease in their symptoms. And then there was really one interesting study. Now there's only one, but still it's powerful. What they found in that study was that daily supplementation with omega-3s was as effective against depression as a common antidepressant drug. So if you're looking for something to shore up your emotional well-being, omega-3s is a really good way to do that. Now, you also probably know omega-3s are good. I know that was where I was coming from, but it wasn't until I dug into this research that I was like, oh my God, like these are super good. So another reason they're really important is that they support your brain health during your pregnancy. So about 40% of the fatty acids in your brain are the DHA, the omega-3s. And in pregnancy, it's associated with all kinds of great benefits for your baby. So the research shows us that it's associated with babies that have better communication skills as they age, fewer behavioral problems, and a decrease in developmental delay, as well as a decrease in some really awful childhood conditions, things like decreased risk of ADHD, autism, as well as cerebral palsy. So it's something that really supports healthy brain development in your baby. So another really good reason to do it. Now, anyone else sore during their pregnancy? Yeah? So what we also know about DHAs is that they reduce inflammation. So one of the common reasons that you get sore in pregnancy is because of inflammation. So this is another way that you can come at that soreness. And actually, in a few weeks, we're going to have a holistic nutritionist who knows even more about all this wonderful nutrition stuff than I do. And she's going to come on here and we're going to talk specifically about how you can reduce inflammation, the inflammatory responses, as a way to stay more at ease in your body. So that's coming. I'm not sure which week it'll be, but it's coming. So keep your eyes posted. So it is helping reduce inflammation. Also, here's a really cool one. It reduces insulin resistance. So a common pregnancy issue is insulin resistance, which is known as gestational diabetes, and it's linked to all kinds of higher risk outcomes for both you and for baby. And so this seems to help the body just process insulin in a healthier way. So awesome for that as well. I also really liked it because it's been scientifically associated with deeper, longer sleep. So sleep can be a really tricky thing in pregnancy. And when they looked at the research with sleep, what they found was that when people supplemented, as compared to before and then after, there was a significant increase in both the depth of their sleep, so they were reporting much deeper, more restful sleeps, as well as length, so they were able to stay asleep longer. So if sleep is something that you're having a hard time with, then this could be something that would be really helpful for you. Another thing, it is associated with improved bone strength by helping boost calcium levels in the bones. So calcium's a big deal in pregnancy. So if it can support that process, whoop, whoop, right? And then finally, it's good for your skin because it's a healthy fat, right? And it helps to create that elasticity from the inside out. And considering how much your skin needs to stretch during pregnancy, anything that you can do that can hydrate the skin and help it be able to stretch. So this isn't meaning that you're rubbing it on your belly. This is like you taking it internally and then it helping from the inside out. So those are all super amazing things, right? And so for all those reasons, this is something that I have always recommended, both in pregnancy and postpartum. Omegas are such good powerhouses. Now, when you're looking for a good quality omega, I wanted to give you some, things to look for. So first of all, you want to make sure, and this is probably the most important thing, is where it's coming from. So it needs to come from small fish sources in order to protect you from mercury poisoning. So anytime we get larger fish, they're going to be more likely to have mercury. And that's because in the past we have polluted the oceans, and the tiny little fish get eaten by the little bit bigger fish, and those get eaten by the little bit bigger fish who get eaten by the little bit bigger fish. And each time the mercury that was in the little fish, it goes into that bigger fish. And then, those little fish down at the bottom, maybe the medium fish ate 100 of those. So now this medium fish has the equivalent amount of mercury as all of those 100 fish. And then when it goes up to the next level up the food chain, maybe this level also ate about 100 of those medium fish. And so now this one has 1,000 times what it had, the little fish did at the bottom, and up the scale goes. This is the reason why generally if you're breastfeeding or if you're pregnant, it's not recommended to eat tuna, because tuna is a large fish, size of a dolphin. And so same with swordfish and shark, but we don't tend to eat that as much. But even though tuna comes in the small can, it's a giant fish and it has the most troubles with mercury, and it's not the tuna's fault. And tuna is delicious. I love tuna, actually, but it's because of it's such a large fish. It has time to magnify, I think that's what it's called. It just increases every level up the food chain. So when you're looking for an omega supplement, you want it to come from really small fish like krill or anchovies or sardines, because then they don't have time to go up, and then you don't have to worry about contaminants. So that's probably the most important thing to look for in a good quality omega. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this today is for those of you, and I'm sorry, this is only going to be good for those of you who are in Canada. So one of the companies that I work with is an essential oil company called Doterra. They make super high quality essential oils. And they had a product in their product line for a lot of years, which is a really good quality liquid omega. And they've added wild orange to it so that it doesn't taste yucky and fishy. So it's really nice. And I've been using it with my kids for years and years, but I always had to order it out of the States. And just recently they brought it into the Canadian warehouse, and in celebration of that, they're offering anyone who places an essential oil order, they can add a free bottle of the liquid omegas, which is worth like $44, to their order, totally free while supplies last. So I just ordered mine yesterday, and then I ordered my mom's today. And so I just thought, well, you know what? If any of you are like wanting to try out a really good quality omega oil, this is like a super awesome time to do it. And you could just add, you know, one essential oil, maybe like a lavender would be great for like pregnancy, lemon for your house to make it just smell beautiful and fresh. Oh, so good. Peppermint if you're tired. There's actually a little starter pack with lemon, lavender, and peppermint. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link that little starter pack with lemon, lavender, and peppermint below. And then I will also give you the secret promo code that that'll give you the free bottle of omegas. And I am sorry for my gals in the US. This one is just a Canadian promo because they're launching this product in the Canadian warehouse. So that's the deal. I will still put the information below if you still want to check it out. It is still a really good quality essential, or a good quality omega and good value for price. So that is it. And because I was mentioning so much research today, what I'm going to do is down below, I will list all of the published research that I mentioned. So if you are a research nerd and you want to go and check it out, you can. All right. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. I will see you next Tuesday. Maybe.